All righty. Let's see if I can get some people in here. I'm gonna get signed on about a minute early. I think it's 8:59. See if we can get some people jumping in. I'm back in the shop this morning, as you might notice. Got the 56 parked out here, and trying to get some things going here. We'll see if some people will jump in here, and we'll talk a little bit before I have to take off and go do some more things. All right. Hey, Jeff, how are you? You're up awful early. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Zach. Zach, were you able to catch my radio show the other day? I actually mentioned you on the radio show. I don't know if you knew that or not. I mentioned the fact that I had somebody from Australia on the radio show. Of course, now you may not like the music that we were playing on the old Juke and Oldies. I don't know. Yeah, I mentioned you on there. I mentioned that I said my friend Zach Grubb from Australia. I keep forgetting what now is. You're near Sydney. Is that where the town you're close to? I keep forgetting the. I got to picture that in my mind. Which town? Yeah. Oh, you were there yesterday, were you? Yeah. Oh, you're 500 kilometers west of there. Okay. Now, what's the nearest town? What's the town that you live in? I know it's probably a little small one, isn't it? Or small area, because Sydney's the big town. But I was just curious what the your actual town, like mine's Cherryville, Ungari, Ungari. All right, is that close to the way you say it, or do they make it silent and just go Ugari? Do they make the N silent and just call it Ugari? Something like that. I don't know. I'm Ungari, or I don't know how the Australian slang would be for that. Do they do they kind of pronounce Ungary? Ungary. Okay. Ungary. Ungary. Okay. Is that it? Ungary? Okay. Okay. I'll remember that. Ungary. Like the name Gary. Yeah. Ungary. I can kind of remember that. I'll try to put that in my book of memories up there, that you're from Ungary, Australia, which is 500 kilometers west of Sydney. So 500 kilometers, that'd be about like halfway across the state of North Carolina. The state of North Carolina is 300 and well 300 or 400 miles. So in kilometers, that'd be about the same. Yeah. Okay. I'll do that. Hungary. Yep. That shouldn't be too awfully hard to remember. But yeah, I tried to. You may have not liked the music we play. We play beach music and oldies and some shag music and everything. A little bit different music than probably what you're used to. But that's what they play on in the Carolina Beach area. They if you go on the say Carolina Beach shag, you'll see all the shagging. Hey, Blake. Well, I can't understand the people being happy with the way they've been the last 4 years. I mean, it just blows my mind. Blows my mind that they can let towns be inundated by certain populations and just overwhelm a certain, like in Springfield, Ohio. I can't imagine. I mean, it's a town of 60,000 and they got 20,000 immigrants from Haiti that are there eating their cats, eating their cats and dogs. Of course, they could come over here and eat a couple of these stray cats that I've got. I saw let me move this down here a little bit. I saw a good yeah, I know it. It is crazy, isn't it? Not like the big town of Hungary is 396. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's well 396, that's about like Waco, which is right close to me here in Cherryville. We got Waco, North Carolina. Hey, good morning, James. Yeah, how are you? Yeah, I think like Blake's question there. I mean, can you believe the crazy people that are satisfied with Kamala Harris? It just blows my mind. It blows my mind. And I actually believe, and I was watching some other things. They had a CBS report out, and this news reporter, she was in Nevada, and she went out to a restaurant, and there was only one supporter of Harris, one out of everybody in the entire restaurant. And she talked to white people, black people, middle-aged people, whatever, and they are all saying they're voting for Trump. And I think there's a lot more silent people out there that are going to vote for Trump than lead on. I mean, Trump polls better. I mean, he polls bad because a lot of people just don't want to answer the polls. Or a lot of people, if you come up to them on the street, they're not going to give you their real opinion sometimes. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But, a lot of people just, because there's so much hate on the Harris side. Yeah, look at the liberals now that will just hate you if you tell them you want to vote for Trump. I mean, they go like, "Oh, I hate you." Well, I don't hate you. You can vote for Harris. I don't care. I could care less who you vote for. I'm just giving you my opinion. And if I want to vote for Donald Trump, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. Oh yeah, I know. there's a lot of people that hate Kamala Harris. There's a lot of people. I mean, that's like that Oprah interview. Oh, she tried to sweet talk Kamala, and then when Kamala made mistakes, she jumped in there to help her. I mean, everybody's trying to prop her up to make her look good. Yeah, they poll in the colleges and places like that. I can't believe a person that has lived in the past 4 years has seen everything inflate the way it has. To see how much control that the Democrats want to have of you. I mean, they want to shut your businesses down. If they can get the power to shut you down, they'll shut you down. Look at all those people that had hair salons and gyms, local gyms and anything that had to do with the public. If it wasn't Walmart or a hardware store or the grocery store, they tried, if it was a mom and pop store, they tried to shut you down. You had to be a big chain and that shows you right quick that they want control of your life. They want you to be dependent on them. They want you to be taxed to death. And then they're going to dole out a little bit of money for you. And then that's what these people with the mindset, oh, they're going to give us free money. No, it's not free money. They're out there printing the money. And where are they getting that? They're raising the inflation because they're printing more money. We've printed money and sent it over to Ukraine, and now we're paying the brunt of that. They print money and send it to all the immigrants. All the immigrants are living high on the hog and everything in hotels, and and different places like that and looking for handouts. I mean, we're creating another dependent society with the immigrants that they're importing. I mean, those immigrants are learning right quick. Oh, I can get a bunch of freebies in the United States. Bring it on in. Come on in. We'll get some freebies. And then they don't want to work. They'll work less than anybody else because they've been treated with freebies from the onset. Oh, it's terrible out there for small business. And you know, Kamala Harris has got all these new taxes that she's wanting to implement on businesses. She's saying large businesses. Hey, it trickles down to the small business. Uh, don't be fooled. When you start putting rules and regulation, when you start putting in limits of what a business can do, you're hurting everybody. Oh yeah. Hey, you see that 56 back there, don't you? That's why I'm everything I've got is going to be old school. Rest of my life, I'm going old school. I'm not getting anything with new technology because they've got everything that's linking back to your insurance company now. If your car is wired in any way, it's going to be wired so the information to go back to your insurance company or go to other agencies. You know, they they suck you in because they want you to have the different features, and with the features, then they're going to screw you over because they're going to get all the info they can about you, whether you like it or not. I know it. When you start saying that you're going to control the prices in the stores, all you're doing is driving up inflation and you're going to make everything more scarce and you're going to give less incentive for anybody to profit off anything. So that's a very scary situation. Oh, you're going to have it. Well, see, that's what they're going. That's the control they're wanting to do. Trump's not trying to do that. Trump's not trying to over control the United States. I mean, and that's the difference we got to look at. Good morning, Chris. How are you? Hey, Jerome. How are you? Oh, you in Myrtle Beach right now? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I have a little bit of connection with the Myrtle Beach. I'm doing the radio show that's the Juke and Oldies, which is based out of Myrtle Beach area, basically. Uh, and we do a lot of the shaggers and the stranders and all that. We do music for them. So I've been helping with that. Yeah. Well, Jerome, what's your opinion about the Kamala Harris situation and everything? Do you do you do you think that all the black population is going to vote for, or a majority? I suppose she's won over a lot of the black population, although there's a lot of black men that don't see her way. But gosh, the black women seem to be fawning all over Kamala Harris. Uh, and when I look at the reports online now, the black men, there's more black men that'll speak up against Kamala than one of the black women. And that's of course that's somewhat true of the white women too. There's a lot of white women out there, soccer moms and all this, that are just phoning all over the fact that it's going to be a woman maybe. And I don't see it. I can't understand it. How to use X? Well, I mean, X or Twitter's easy. I've been on it for years. I was on it when it first started. I actually used to use Twitter for traffic reports because I would when I was running in Virginia and West Virginia and everything, the Virginia DOT would post traffic reports of stoppages and even cameras too that have cameras. So I used to do that a lot. I don't much anymore. No, I hadn't. Well, I hadn't had many auction buys lately. I actually bought a building. I bought a building that's right beside me over here. Uh, well, I'm in the process. I haven't completed it yet. We've put a down payment and they've accepted it, and we're supposed to close on it next month. But I've been cleaning it up and everything. Well, good morning, Trader Todd. Yeah, on how to well, you can use there's a program called uh, Clip well, let me see if I can get to it right here. Clip Grab. There's a program called Clip Grab that you can get, and it will download a video, James. Uh, what you download that program called Clip Grab. Now, it's on my Mac, and I don't know if it's on PCs or not, but it probably is because I think it goes through the internet. But it'll download any YouTube and it'll rip any YouTube video. So, but let me just type it in there what it is, so you can so you clip. Yeah, go look up that program, James, and then you can download it and then edit. You can put it in an editing program and take bits out of it and everything else. Oh yeah. Yeah, Kamala should be wearing flip-flops. She shouldn't be wearing high heels, should she? She needs to be wearing flip-flops instead of those 4-inch heels. Yeah, she wants everybody to think. I mean, she's adopted some of Trump's policy to look more moderate. I mean, about not taxing the waiters and the waitresses. Well, Trump already had that. He was talking about knocking that off, and Trump's got the thing on overtime too. So if you work overtime, you're not going to be taxed on that. So it's a crazy situation. Crazy situation. I saw Chris in here a while ago. What's the price on scrap metal and everything now? Since you're a big scrap metal guy, I got to haul off a bunch of scrap metal. I was talking about buying this building, and they had a bunch of metal boxes I had to crush with my big Traco, and I'm gonna take them to the scrap metal place. I hope scrap metal's up pretty good. $120 a ton. Yeah, that's my problem. I got a bunch of scrap metal, and it's going to be the cheapest it's ever been. I won't be able to make anything. Yeah, she voted against it last time, but yeah, but she's saying that she's for it now. Yeah, she's crazy. Uh, which famous scrapyard is that? I've got a couple of them around here. I don't know which scrapyard you're talking about. I mean, there's, I, I mean, as far as raw scrap metal that makes what now, Chris? I mean, we've got, there's one, two, there's 3 or 4 scrap metal. Sure, you can call me. You can call me live if you want to, James. In a little bit, I'll give you. I mean, I think most of the guys know my phone number. It's posted on here. Or if you want me to call you, you can post yours or whatever. He has a big plate and he drops off stuff. I don't know. He says he's in chair. Well, if he's in Cherryville, I ought to know him, but I don't know anybody. Well, there's one over. There used to be one over Waco. I don't know. Yeah, Cherryville is between Dallas and Waco. That's where I'm at. He has multiple yards. I don't know. Has he got a site on YouTube? I haven't seen it. That's kind of crazy that I hadn't seen somebody from Cherryville that's got something like that. Do you know his channel or anything, Chris? I'd like to see who it is. I mean, I probably know him. I mean, Morris's scrapyard is over here in Kings Mountain. It's a big one, and then there's another one. Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but it's. But I don't know any right in Cherryville. Yeah, try to find that, Chris, because I'd be curious to see who it is, and I can let you know if I've seen it. I mean, I know there's a boy up there, and up in Vale, up above me, that had one. He actually bought some stuff from me. Did I get your number? I hadn't got it yet. Did you post your number, James? Let me see where. Okay, I'll call you after the show and everything. Talk to you directly, and I'll be glad to talk to anybody direct if they want to reach out to me. Michael's Scrap Life. I have not seen that. Unless you're talking about me. Me. No, I have not seen that. I had to check it out and see who it is. He's got lots of views, so he's got a lot of subscribers and everything too, and he's from this area. That's wild. That's something I hadn't seen. Competition. Me. Because there's no competition to me on YouTube. I just do what I do on YouTube. I don't care about how many subscribers I have. I don't care about trying to grow the channel huge, and what little bit I get from YouTube. I tell you what, I'll be glad to get a couple loaves of bread out of it. Now, I'm not very not getting a ton of stuff from YouTube. A little bit here and there. It pays some of the money back that I have to pay to YouTube because I got YouTube Red and a couple other things. So it's sort of swapping pennies thing. Oh, so you've watched it too, and it's somebody from my area, huh? I had to check it out. I had to check it out because I have not seen it, especially if it's somebody from right here in my area. It's crazy how things like that happen. That you can kind of look at things all over the world, and then you won't see something in your own back door sometime. There's a girl that's right down the road from us that has a nursery, and she does real well on YouTube. She's got you know, a nursery, and my wife likes to get plants from her and everything, and she does really good. And then there's actually there's a couple others that I know around here, but it's strange how you'll find out through other people further away to see something that's actually close to you. He says he's from North Carolina. I wonder, well, yeah, if he's close to Cherryville, I'd like to find out. Yeah. Well, I'll definitely check it out because I like to follow up on North Carolina stuff. I know Stony Ridge. I've actually talked to that boy. I went up to his place and actually bought a bush hog from him uh, years ago. Now he's got a big channel, Stony Ridge Farms. He's up there above Greensboro. Okay, well that's good. I'll have to check it out. Uh, I mean, I know there's a lot of different scrap metal places around, and I had to check it out and see what it is. A lot of times, some people I think they get their channel big by doing something extreme. I'm not of the type that's going to do something extreme. Uh, I am who I am. I mean, what you see from me is just my same good old boring me that I am. I'm not anybody real exciting. I'm opinionated. I'm not exciting. I'm just I am who I am. I mean, a couple of people on here have met me live. Jamie has, for one, and a couple others, and but they'll tell you I'm the same way when I see you as I am right now, because I don't put on airs, as my grandmother used to call it. I don't. I just am who I am. Who I am. Whether you're either going to like me or not like me, and that doesn't matter either. And I don't worry about that kind of stuff. So when it comes to YouTube, you see a lot of people out there, and some of them are really entertaining, some of them are really extreme, and they get the attention a lot of times. And I don't do that. Yeah, yeah. I guess I'm the real deal. I am what you see coming across is what I am, isn't it, Jamie? I mean, I'm not any big celebrity, uh, except in my own hometown here. I know everybody, and most people know me, but that's not calling me a celebrity. It's just through the years I've been well known. And but our town's not big. Our town's only, we're only looking 5,000 people in my little town, and it's not hard to get out there and know a lot of people. And that's what I've done over the years. Yeah, post a link to the channel, Blake. I'd be interested in seeing, you know, I mean, there's a lot of North Carolina people out there. Uh, Let's Dig. A lot of people know his channel. He's from the eastern part of the state. He's over there on the other side of Raleigh. And then there's another boy that's also in the construction business. Well, there's a couple in South Carolina. There's a couple down below me down here in Greenville, Spartanburg area, and some that are. I'm trying to think where else around here that you would know, but yeah, and there's another boy that's into woodworking stuff. That's pretty good. It's got a pretty good sized channel. What's his name? Oh God, he's got like a Izzy. I think it's Izzy or something or other. I forget his channel. Pretty good sized boy, but he's from Greenville, South Carolina area, and he's got a pretty good following. And so there's a lot of different ones out there that are in and around this area. Got pretty good sized channel. Well, I hope so, Blake. I mean, I try to convey common sense out here. I mean, I've worked hard all my life, and I've been able to obtain some things by working hard, and I try to explain uh, D Money. I'm in Hickory, North Carolina for work. First time ever in North Carolina. Yeah, it is D Money. Great area. I'm glad you're down here. Like I said, I'm down here below Hickory, North Carolina. I'm down here in Cherryville, North Carolina. I hope you're successful in getting you a job. What kind of work are you trying to find? Yeah, that's the fear, James, is the fact that uh, things we've accumulated, they're either going to diminish in value, or we're going to lose. I have to sell things to be able to survive. Okay. Oh, Wrenching with Kenny. Yeah, Durham. Yeah. Durham's about 200 something miles away. Yeah. There's a good many on the eastern part of the state. You're a traveling courier for FedEx. Huh. All right. So you're working with FedEx Ground, then, I suppose. I used to work for FedEx Ground. I was a contractor for FedEx Ground for 34 years. I guess that's right. You say you're working out in the Wilkesboro, so you're working out of the Hickory Station or Newton's over there in Newton. That was the very first uh, FedEx location I worked at. It was called RPS back then, back in '87. But right, if you were working out of the Hickory Station there, uh, that's exactly where I started with FedEx or RPS. But it was just a couple of blocks up above it. But it was very close to where you are right now. Yeah. Are you looking to go to line haul? Yeah. Well, that's um, you're working on the yard now for FedEx. Well, you ought to get up with your station. Now, which location you working out of? Deep Locket. Which location? Oh, you work for Express, huh? Well, Express is going away, so I don't know. Now, do you actually work for Express? You say you're traveling. Do you actually work for FedEx Express or have been for a while, or are you just a temporary? Oh, 461 in Indiana. So are you a person that goes from station to station for FedEx and you're employed by FedEx, or are you an independent? I've never heard of that. Yeah. Which part of Indiana are you from? Yeah. Okay, so you're helping with the merger between Ground and Express. Yeah, I was curious how some of that's going to happen uh, because I would imagine that the package van owners are going to have to buy or get, obtain or buy or whatever a route in a certain area to get a certain zip code that Express is used, or it's going to be, uh, I guess, absorbed in case they already had that route and they're going to have to be absorbing the Express packages too. I don't know. Oh, your yard. Okay, I'm getting two of them mixed up. Your yard dog. Okay, well that's fine. But yeah, if I were you, Deep Locket. Yeah, if I were you, I would just go see your station manager or somebody and or check with one of the contractors. If you're a yard jockey, you're going to see contractors out there, or talk to a driver and find out who his contractor is. And if you've got your CDLs and you got some experience, I would imagine you can get on. If you're a yard jockey, I started as a yard jockey myself back when I was 16 years old for Carolina Freight Carriers. And our yard jockeys were rough. We didn't have these fancy uh, automatics and everything they got now. We had an old first one was an old International, and then we jumped up to a B model Mac, and we had the back window cut out, and we could reach through and put our hoses up there. Wow. So I don't understand this now. You got contractors that are actually leaving because the Express is shutting down, or you just got drivers from Express that are leaving because the contractors are taking over? Because that makes no sense to me. It looks like the contractors would be all for it because they're going to be able to obtain more freight and more area. Uh, it just sounds strange to me because I know if being in line haul and everything, if I were to have an opportunity to get more line haul runs, I'd be all for it. especially if it didn't cost me anything. And that looks like that would be the situation for some of them. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not in the package side. I never was. Well, I was for a short time, so I'm limited on my knowledge of the way the package does now. I mean, I never had drivers. It was me with one truck, and that was it. When I started in Hickory uh, years ago, back in '87, and I think back then, to show you how much it's grown, in '87, RPS had we had out of that station in Hickory, we had 9 drivers, I think, that covered the entire area. My area was from, I started up in Vale, then went down to Shelby and Cherryville, Forest City, Ralston, all that area. I was running in about 325 miles a day. It was all I could do to just throw the packages out the door because I had to run so many miles. It was pathetic. But they finally broke it up to several smaller venues or smaller uh, routes and everything. I mean, mine was just too large. But I mean, they had to do what they had to do when they first started. I mean, they started in '85. I started with them in '87, and they were doing whatever they could do just to grow the business back then. RPS. I just can't believe, I can't understand contractors leaving. It makes no, that's against the train of thought that you would think. Because I mean, there's still people selling routes out there and making money selling routes. I just don't understand why somebody wouldn't want to obtain some routes, especially unless they're trying to manipulate them in some sort of fashion that I don't understand. Huh. So you're a traveling courier. So in other words, you're there to help improve the routes or stabilize the routes or just something. I'm not following exactly what you do. Yeah. Okay. Now I understand the driver's leaving. Yeah. But I don't understand the contractors leaving. Yeah. Well, now that's part of the problem there is the lack of compensation. And I've always thought FedEx was too tight string, too close with their fingers there, pulling it in tight. Uh, and they have to give the contractors more leeway. I mean, you cannot choke them to death and expect them to do more work. And that's what a lot of them are doing. But I realize what you're talking about with the drivers, because some of these drivers had it made. I mean, a lot of times these drivers that were working for contractors that have 70, 80 stops, they'd get them knocked out quick, they'd go home or they'd kind of goof around the rest of the day. But now with this advent of more work involved because of all the extra work coming from the express side, I can understand some of them being upset that the volume of their route has gone way up, probably exponentially. You're FedEx One now. Is that what they're calling it? FedEx One instead of just they're calling it not FedEx Ground, not FedEx Express. It's called FedEx One now. I haven't heard that. Are they going to rename everything FedEx One? Is in Dothan, Alabama. I know that place. Yeah. FedEx One. Huh. I don't know if I would have changed that. I think I would have said FedEx and just left it at that. And yeah, they're sometimes I think they can get too anxious with their rebranding of their label that they can lose. Maybe somebody thought that that's like Coke Zero or something. I don't know. You got to remember, and Coca-Cola messed up their label years ago because they changed the taste of the Coke, and about lost half their customers. So you sometimes you can rebrand and screw things up. I guess so. I guess they do have to rebrand to change the dynamics of it or whatever. But yeah, I always hated it. I mean, when FedEx bought out RPS, we went through two name changes. They first called us, they kept it RPS, a division of whatever they were calling it then, and then they finally changed it over to FedEx Ground, which worked a lot better. I mean, going from RPS to FedEx Ground was pretty good. Yep. FedEx One. I had to check into that. I have not seen anything rebranded yet. I've noticed they've been taking FedEx Ground. They've been taking the ground off of some of the trucks, or they've been when they've been relabel them, they just come out FedEx. I haven't seen any of the express trucks stripped yet, but I have seen some of the ground trucks that they've stripped that off. Now, as a contractor for FedEx, we used to have when when we first were contractors, they made sure that we put FedEx on the side of our doors, FedEx on our air shields, everything. And then they went through the phase the last 4 or 5 years, I think, when I was a contractor. They made us take FedEx off the doors, and then it says uh, it put our operation in our name, and then it says contracted to FedEx in small letters. But we used to, most of my doors used to say FedEx on them great big. I don't know. I haven't kept up with the demise of the FedEx employees. I know a lot of them have pulled their retirement out, and a lot of them. I mean, there's still a lot of station managers here and there, and still a lot of the stores. I mean, there's a shipping store down in Gastonia that I go to, and I mean that's still there. Well, yeah, and there'll be FedEx Ground like what I am was FedEx Ground, and of course, it won't say FedEx Ground by then. I guess it'll be FedEx One, but it's still hard. Well, from what I gather, it's still hard to be an independent contractor. I mean, the it's still stringent, especially to be a line haul guy. I mean, it's tough to be a line haul contractor. Tough to get to be one. Uh, I'm still involved in the fact that uh, I'm still doing. I'm still tied in with some contractors financially, I might say, but I'm not actually working for FedEx in any way. But I don't deal with the day to day operation. My good friend Landon now he uses my shop up here. I actually have one of his trucks out front right now that blew an engine, and they're taking it apart and stripping some of it and going to rebuild it and everything. But that's about the extent of that. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's interesting to hear new news from FedEx because, like I said, I don't hear the day to day operation like I used to. Well, I was involved with it then, but I'm no longer involved with it. Haven't been for almost 4 years now. I've been enjoying my retirement. I enjoy the benefits that I got from FedEx and the money that I got from FedEx, and there's still benefits coming in from FedEx, basically from what I sold. Yeah, Yeah, I'm glad I'm not in it anymore because it was tough. It was tough work. It's not for the faint at heart, I can tell you that. FedEx is, when you deal with that many people, I mean, you hear people talk about it, and I said, "Well, the best description that I could say about it, it's sort of like having an adult daycare because you have to deal with whiny people and you have to hear every problem that they have from their mother, their brother, their aunt, their uncle, their children, you know, everything you can think of." And it you better tell, man. I'm not following what you see. Yeah, I'm not in favor of that new CEO for FedEx. I mean, it run a lot smoother when Fred Smith was at the helm, I think. I do regret that. Well, of course, Fred's older than me. He's about 78 years old now. And I guess he has to give it up sometime. I wish he had given it to one of his children, uh, but or somehow now this dude that's running it now, I'm not in favor of him. Uh, I mean, I'm not trying to be uh, racist in any way, but I don't know if he has the mentality that a lot of Indian type people have about how to run businesses. Uh, but I don't like his, uh, and it's sort of strange because this building that I'm buying, uh, that I bought, I'm buying it from a guy from India. Uh, it had got out of the family. It's a building that my father-in-law built about 40 years ago, and I'm buying it back because I want to get it back in the family name and get it purchase all the. I got land on both sides of it. It's in the middle of well, not the exact middle, sort of the side of my property, but I got property on both sides. And when it came up on the market, I decided to get it. I guess that's the best way of saying it, D Money. It's like he doesn't have the American mindset of work involved or in mind when he deals with FedEx. He's got this sort of strange way of dealing with people. It seems to me anyway. I've never dealt with him personally, never talked to him, never. I've only seen him on a couple of different things, and it's just the mentality that he brings to it. I mean, that's like the guy at Google, the one of their head guys there is from India, and I think he screwed up Google because of it. Yeah, it's just it's a strange situation. I liked it when Fred Smith ran it a lot better. Yeah, it is. It's about the almighty buck on some of these, and you can do that and destroy your company. You can be trying to fight the bottom line and say, well, yeah, if I cut this out, I can make money. But sometimes you can cut money out or and try to squeeze the penny too much, and you're going to hurt yourself. I mean, you've got to be able to keep your workers in mind. I mean, the whole premise of FedEx is they're the amount of people you got to keep moving. It's not the amount of vehicles you got to keep moving. Vehicles will fall in place. They're mechanical. They're going to do what they're going to do. People are that's the factor that's going to move on you. I mean, people when they get irritated, whatever, they're going to leave you. So you've got to keep people satisfied and deal with that. And you can't use people as a commodity, and that's what so many of them do. Yeah, that's the problem. I think D Money is they do think of it as they do think of it as just I mean, the employees go, well, I'm going to do this so I can do something else. When you got your workforce working for you and thinking, well, I hate this job and I can't wait till I get to something else, then you're in trouble. And I think that's where a lot of FedEx employees are at right now. It's not, I'll do this for a career. It's, I'm going to do this till I can get something better. Well, guys, my voice is about to conk out on me. I'm talking too much. I've enjoyed it this morning. I'm going to have to get on out of here. It's almost 10 to 10, and I've got to get some things done. So I'm going to call it a day. Let's get out and vote the right way. Let's not put Kamala Harris in there, for God's sake. Please, please vote and vote smartly, I guess you might say. So I'll call you right as soon as I get off, James. All right. Take care, guys. See ya.